Hello and welcome to another exciting versus battle.
I'll be outside if you're man enough to fight me.
Today we've got Katara, the fierce waterbender from the Southern Water Tribe, versus Amon, the fearsome leader of the Equalists. Who do you think will win? Well, we're about to find out.
Let's do this.
First, let's talk about Katara.
Okay, you've gone from weird to freakish, Katara.
You mean I did that?
Yep. Congratulations.
You see, she's a great example of how practice makes perfect.
Hey, you did the water whip.
In every episode, she's always waterbending, even when there's no immediate threat. Katara began with lots of potential, but not much skill, much like Zuko. At first, she had trouble controlling her waterbending, and even accidentally froze her brother Sokka once.
Katara!
Over time, her understanding of waterbending grew. She was naturally good at ice bending, often trapping enemies in ice. While she once struggled to make a wave, she eventually did it easily. By the time she reached the Northern Water Tribe, her fight with Pakku showed her true potential. Despite her lack of training, she held her own against the best waterbender of that time.
Well, I'm impressed. You are an excellent waterbender.
But you still won't teach me, will you?
No.
Impressed by her determination, Pakku decided to teach her. By the end of her training, she became a highly skilled waterbender, easily defeating other waterbenders her age, even though they had been training for much longer.
What about Aang? He still needs to learn waterbending.
Well, then he better get used to calling you Master Katara.
During the siege, she held her ground against Fire Nation soldiers. A moon-boosted Katara matched Zuko blow for blow. She was confident and moved without hesitation. But when the sun rose, Zuko beat her because of her lack of battle experience.
You rise with the moon. I rise with the sun.
However, she soon defeated him again on a glacier.
Here for a rematch?
Trust me, Zuko. It's not gonna be much of a match.
After their time in the north, Katara continued to train, improving her combat and strategic problem-solving skills.
What are you doing? I'm making my own water. Katara! You're a genius! A sweaty, stinky genius!
Her versatility in combat was amazing. She developed new techniques, like using water as an extension of her arms, which proved useful in battles against Earth Kingdom soldiers. Her water whips became very powerful too.
Sorry!
In her showdown with Azula in the Crystal Catacombs, Katara nearly defeated Azula before Zuko interfered. She was willing to hold them off to protect Aang. She created a wave that knocked aside a ship. And made a massive fog by herself when she fought Fire Nation soldiers. Katara met Hama, a southern waterbender who taught her advanced techniques, including extracting water from plants and even from the air.
Did you know you can even pour water out of thin air? You've got to keep an open mind, Katara.
This knowledge pushed Katara closer to becoming a master.
That was incredible! It's a shame about the lilies, though.
Hama also introduced her to bloodbending.
I don't know if I want that kind of power.
Initially refusing to learn,
I won't use bloodbending, and I won't allow you to keep terrorizing this town!
Katara was forced to use bloodbending by watching Hama and quickly mastered it.
You're not the only one who draws power from the moon.
My bending is more powerful than yours, Hama. Your technique is useless on me.
Defeating Hama with her own technique. She used this dangerous technique one more time, even shocking Zuko. During the climax of their journey, Katara faced Azula again. She defeated Azula by trapping her in ice, mirroring her first combat move. Katara is also a very talented healer.
You have healing abilities. The great benders of the water tribe sometimes have this ability.
Throughout the series, she used her healing skills many times, saving Aang's life, and later, Zuko's life in the series finale. With her experiences, including those with the swamp benders, she became the only known waterbender capable of all three water subbendings: bloodbending, plant bending, and healing.
When did you learn how to do that?
I guess I always knew.
On the other side, we have Amon, the charismatic and ruthless leader of the Equalists.
I believe I have your attention, Benders of Republic City.
Born no attack, he was a waterbending prodigy taught by his father Yak Khone, a notorious bloodbender.
Tarlok! You better shape up or you'll be out here in the cold all night until you get it right.
I'm trying, but...
Try harder! Your brother was never this sloppy.
Dad, he'll get it.
Usually, bloodbending requires the presence of a full moon, which significantly enhances a waterbender's power. But the boy who would become Amon had extraordinary abilities. He surpassed regular bloodbending even without a full moon.
He was a prodigy, mastering my father's psychic bloodbending technique by the time he was 14.
Amon could control several people at once, a rare skill among bloodbenders.
Let her go!
Unlike other bloodbenders who use obvious, forceful motions, Amon's bloodbending was subtle. It allowed him to immobilize opponents without them noticing right away.
How in the world do we beat him?
We can't. Any attack we throw at him, he'll redirect with his mind. That's how he's been able to challenge any bender.
He was so strong that he could resist his brother Tarlok's bloodbending and walk straight towards him. Amon wasn't just a powerful bender, he was also a skilled fighter. His agility and reflexes helped him dodge and counter attacks easily. He blended his physical skills with his bending abilities to create a seamless and deadly fighting style. Amon had the terrifying ability to permanently take away someone's bending using bloodbending.
You will now be cleansed of your impurity. Next.
He used this technique many times, even against the Avatar.
No! Korra!
I told you I would destroy you.
Normally, only the Avatar could remove or restore bending through energy bending, but he proved that a powerful waterbender could permanently take someone's bending by blocking their chakras.
So, he somehow uses bloodbending to take people's bending.
I don't know how he does it. But then again, I've never encountered a bender as strong as Noatak.
Amon is also a master strategist. He was very skilled at playing on his opponent's fears and doubts before striking.
But I assure you, I have a plan. And I'm saving you for last. Then you'll get your duel. And I will destroy you.
Although we didn't see him use regular waterbending often, but when he did, we saw him perform extremely advanced techniques. So, after everything we've discussed, who do I think would win this fight?
Are you crazy, Katara? You're not gonna win this fight!
I know! I don't care!
When comparing their skills, it's clear that Katara is a grand waterbending master. She learned waterbending very fast, and by book 3 and the comics, she became the best in the world. We didn't see Amon waterbend much, but we can assume he was also a master waterbender as well. His one waterbending feat was impressive, but it doesn't hold a candle to Katara's power or skill at all. Katara's battles showed her growth and adaptability. She's fought firebenders, earthbenders, and even other waterbenders.
You can't knock me down!
Go, Katara!
Her victory over Hama, the original Bloodbender, was a significant milestone. Although we only saw her resist bloodbending once, we shouldn't take for granted the fact that she overpowered a master. Yes, Katara has more feats of skill and combat ability with her waterbending. But Amon brings a different kind of power to the table. His bloodbending is far superior and can turn the tide of any battle in an instant.
You served me well, Lieutenant.
You might ask, why did he not use his waterbending to fight? Well, for one, he was actively hiding the fact he was a waterbender.
Amon has been lying to you. Amon is a waterbender.
And two, bloodbending is so much more powerful than anything you can do with normal waterbending. He had no reason to bust out a water whip because he could literally knock people out with a thought.
I'm impressed. No one has ever gotten the better of me like that. It is almost a shame to take the bending of someone so talented.
Hama even said that waterbenders can only bloodbend during a full moon because it boosts their power to the highest level. The full moon makes their control over water strong enough to affect the water in the human body. Without it, they can't control bodily fluids.
Once you perfect this technique, you can control anything or anyone.
But Amon and his family are different. Yakon specifically mentioned that they come from a line of very powerful bloodbenders, which is why they can bloodbend without a full moon.
It was declared illegal thanks to that coward Katara. Our family has the strongest line of bloodbenders in history. You boys have this power inside of you, and I will teach you to master it.
Unlike Katara, Amon always had the power level that others get only during that time. When the full moon is out, there's no reason to think it evens out the playing field because they are both waterbenders and would logically be enhanced further.
You're not the only one who draws power from the moon.
Katara doesn't have many bloodbending feats to suggest she's stronger. While she has faced bloodbending before, Amon mastered it by age 14. He's even better than his father, who defeated the original adult Team Avatar. And please don't say that bloodbending is just controlling the water inside a person, and that any strong waterbender can do it. If that were true, the Avatar would have discovered bloodbending centuries ago. Bloodbending involves a specific technique and skill set. Power alone doesn't make it possible. Bumi couldn't bend the earth inside metal, even though he was stronger than Toph.
I am the greatest earthbender in the world! Don't you two dunderheads ever forget it!
Katara had terrible, terrible showings against chi blockers, and Amon was basically the ultimate chi blocker. Even if their bloodbending did cancel each other out, Amon would still win. If Katara can resist Amon's bloodbending at all, she'll still have difficulty moving, just like Amon did when his brother tried to bloodbend him. He barely slowed down. Katara won't be able to completely shake it off, and her speed will drop. Amon's incredibly fast, agile, and skilled. He can quickly close the distance between them and end the fight. Dude is much more dangerous than Ty Lee ever was. Instead of using brute force, he would just grab her and take away her bending.
Please don't take my bending!
From what we've seen, Katara is better at waterbending, while Amon is superior at bloodbending. Katara needs to stay at a distance, but if she can't, it's lights out.
Why don't you try blocking my chi now, circus freak?
However, if raw power and bending skill were enough for her to beat Hama, it might help her against him. Judging purely by waterbending, he would be toast. In the end, Amon wins this fight, but it wouldn't be as easy for him as it was against Korra or Tarlok.
I told you I would destroy you.
Now tell us who you think is the winner. Feel free to comment, please subscribe if you haven't, and hit the notification bell. Thanks for watching. Until next time, stay geeky.